warmly welcome the Honorable Ken Salazar to the stage.
Thank you, Alice. Let me just say that today really in so many ways in celebrating Stacie and all the young people who we care so much about. We celebrate all the young people of America and invite them to be part of the movement for sustainability and for conservation. So all of you who are here, who are under 25, please stand up. Please stand up. They're over here, they're over here. So let me just be brief and say this about Stacie and Scott. Yes, it seems like it was forever ago, the days we were working on the Wilderness Act back in the 1990s. I was director of DNR, and I had started a program that was called the Youth and Natural Resources Program. We had 5,000 young people go through that program during the time of its existence before some Republican who was fairly far to the right decided he was going to kill it. Wrong call at that point in time. Nonetheless, the word goes out through people like Stacie, through efforts that are going on around the country, including the efforts that we created with President Obama in the creation of the 21st Century Civilian Conservation Corps, where this year and last year, there were almost 25,000 young people who are working out in the wilds of America, from national parks to wildlife refuges, and it was modeled after the Youth and Natural Resources Program. Now, for my time as secretary, I remember having Stacie Gilmore come into my office as we were working on the creation of the conservation agenda for President Obama back in about 2009. And I said to her, of all the things that we stand for in this department, where we see the world from sea to shining sea and out into the oceans, from the Arctic to the Gulf, from the Everglades to Yosemite, the one thing that is most important that we can do is to make sure that we do something meaningful for the young people of America. And there on my wall, I had a photograph of a very young Stacie Gilmore and Scott Gilmore, who were then a part of the Youth and Natural Resources Program back in 1992. So she has gone on from that experience, and now, as our wonderful and good friend Jim Martin said, she is a beacon of hope and opportunity and exposure for the young people of Colorado, and a leading example for all of us. Help me welcome Stacie Gilmore.
Thank you very, very much, Secretary Salazar. I feel like when you have someone in your life that is, you can have a fairy godmother, someone who looks over you. I have to definitely say that this gentleman has looked over me and my husband, I think, throughout our careers that way, and I'm very, very appreciative to his support and wonderful guidance. I would also like to thank Alice and the Wirth Chair Committee in putting this wonderful, wonderful event together. And then also, I would be very amiss if I did not thank my children, Serenity Gilmore, who is here. Wave your hand, Serenity. She's 8 years old. And I have to say, she has been many amazing places in life, and I hope that I'm being a good role model for her and her older brother and sister that way. And then Scott, my husband, who, Scott, my husband, who I actually met when he had gotten hired to do a summer fishing program at Lily Pad Pond over in Wash Park. I almost didn't show up. I had gotten lost. I was about ready to check it and say, forget it, I'll get another summer job. Pulled up, met him, and about 15-20 minutes we started talking. And I'm Latina and white. I'm a wildlife biologist. My family has thought I was crazy my whole entire life. Why are you going to work outdoors? We've worked so hard. What are you doing? Scott's black and Japanese and a wildlife biologist. Immediately we clicked, and when fate kind of presents itself, we started working together, and soon we created Environmental Learning for Kids 17 years ago now to educate children of color, black, African American, or black, Japanese, Latino, multicultural youth, so that they can really understand what it means to be outdoors, to engage in the outdoors, to see the stars, to see a shooting star, to go rafting, because only by doing that are we going to create the next set of stewards that are going to be able to really advocate for a healthy environment, to be able to advocate for clean air, clean water, all of those different pieces that I think are so important. We need to grow those advocates and those stewards from children on up, because otherwise there's so many other things vying for their attention that I think we're going to lose them. And so I have to say a very sincere thank you also to my staff at ELK, our board, and then the ELK students, because without them being part of my family, I don't think I would have had these amazing experiences throughout my life. And to really round this up, creating those partnerships and relationships. When, you know, Mr. Martin comes up here and gives me a shout out, I have to say that they're, you know, him and his friendship and support over the years as of former Governor Ritter, Governor Hickenlooper, this, my fairy godfather now, standing behind me. I have to say, without them being open to wanting to diversify natural resources, wanting and knowing in their hearts of hearts that we must have Black and brown people along on this journey, because it's going to take all of us, and it's all of our planet, and it's all of our natural resources. So once again, thank you very, very much, and I would love to get all of you engaged with environmental learning for kids, or ELK for short, because we're doing some amazing things. We just were able to secure 5.5 acres of raw, undeveloped land about a mile south of the Rocky Mountain Arsenal National Wildlife Refuge to build an open space and to build an education center in a community of color. And so great things are happening, and so this is a great honor. Thank you.